Welcome back, guys. Gandhi joined by Adonis here. You guys saw it in the screen. This is match point possibly for Epsilon. If they win this game, they will clinch SPL berth. There's a lot on the line here. The Bronkos, all things told, they haven't looked the best in this matchup.
I don't think it's that they haven't looked the best. More like Epsilon has performed near flawlessly. They've been playing amazing across the board. It's not like some of the series we saw yesterday. There was like one or two players that were doing really good and the rest just doing their job. Across the board, from Ninja Demi to Imelito, fantastic.
It's also got to be a little bit hard for this team also to go up against Epsilon, because Epsilon, as I've stated, destroyed everyone throughout the Challenger Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, they've beaten everyone, and it made it look relatively easy.
Yeah, they won every single week. And even in the finals, which were best of threes, I believe out of every week, they only dropped one single game in a best of three. So it wasn't even like, okay, once in a while a team was able to take a game off them. They just clean swept outside of one game.
Do you smell Titan? Is it are they Titan V2, bro? Are they Titan V2?
Here's the difference. Here's the difference. Titan was actually a fringe team during the first season. They were the team that's like
fair.
They're like 5, 6, 7, 8. They didn't make it in. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Epsilon was like they should have made it in, but due to some unfortunate incidents,
For sure.
and just like a bad showing that day, they weren't there.
Well, guys, it's time to hop into it. Game number 3, picks and bans time. We will now see Epsilon Esports will be back on the order side. The Bronkos said, well, order side didn't pan out for us. Let's go ahead and get the final counter pick at the end, which we normally see out of teams who have a very strong solo laner. Like AFK, for example, they prefer second picks, so they can always counter the other solo laner.
Yeah, they always build their solo laner into their team comp, and more to counter the other team comp. What's going to be the most useful? So last game, we saw them, game 1, adapting Serqet, fantastic, like unstoppable, almost a part of every single kill, level 20 at 18 minutes.
Oh, so...
And then we see it banned out there. Last game, well, there goes my point. I was going to say, are they going to take it again because they weren't able to use it? So they're going to ban it out, though.
I mean, to be fair,
Sylvanus.
Sylvanus looked great on iRaffer. He looked at home with this god. And plus, I mean, you get so much pressure with him as well, so it's going to be difficult. So they're going to go ahead and grab Rama, who is going to be okay in the lane, and then they're going to have Janus for a little bit more mobility.
They're almost stealing the team composition that Epsilon had last time, taking away the Rama-Sylvanus dual lane. I think they're just trying to make Epsilon uncomfortable, but you really want to pick the gods you want more so than worry about the enemy's gods, because Epsilon has god pools that are super deep, right? And this time they're going to give up Poseidon.
They might give up Hunbats too, and they're actually going to grab Xbalanque. So the Bronkos, they might look at the Hunbats just so they can contest a little bit of these mid-Harpy fights, but I mean, Poseidon and Sylvanus, they're going to be at every single Harpy just because of the lane control that Sylvanus brings.
I want to see another, maybe not now, but definitely another semi-global or global coming out from the Bronkos, and focus on big team fight rotations. They have the Janus, they have the Ram, and it's going to be Guan Yu. Okay, so they're definitely looking for pressure in their duo lane, or someone to counter Sylvanus, because this is one of the few gods, much like Ymir, that can do okay versus Sylvanus in lane. He has the push and he has the heal with conviction to basically counter, not completely counter out, but put Sylvanus on the edge.
So I guess adapting's very, very good at a Wheelix, because that gets banned out yet again. So now Epsilon, do they take a shot at the solo lane here? And yeah, they're going to waste no time.
They're going to go for bruisers again. This is exactly what they did in game 1. They banned out Ao Kuang, and then they picked up Hercules tier in their last 2 spots. This time they have Sylvanus, and it's probably...
You could jungle Herc.
You could. I think they're going to... I think they just don't want it to deal... I think they just want Ninja Demon to get something safe. And they're going to go back to the Thanatos. Yeah. This is exactly what happened. And then the Thanatos wasn't able to find any kills because they went double bruisers in game 1. So I'll be interested to see if they try and run the same thing in Herc jungle.
It's got to be a tier. Tier will most likely come out of this. Now, the confusion from Epsilon's probably, okay, is that a Guan Yu solo or support? And they're trying to figure it out. But now you add Hunbats into the mix. So Xbalanque, okay. Now, so the real story for the Bronkos here is, how do you get into the backline to kill either Poseidon or Xbalanque? Because you're going to be disrupted by the Hunbats Fear No Evil. You have 2 frontliners in Tyr and Sylvanus. It's going to be very difficult. And plus, on top of that, they're relatively safe to deal with invades from Thanatos.
I'm just trying to figure out what the Bronkos are trying to do with their team comp. So they have 4 physical, right? And this is going to make tier debit. Like he may not go mystical male, but he's definitely going to be building tanky. Runeforged will be in his kit somewhere, and he's going to be really hard to deal with, especially unless Thanatos can get him early. Yeah. Right? Thanatos is going to have to make sure to get tier early, because if they ignore him for too long, any bruiser versus 4 physical becomes really hard to kill. Hercules is probably better in that spot, but tier still, it's someone they're not going to be able to lock down come late game.
So now the clock is ticking here. We're getting ready to hop into game number 3. Poseidon, really, I mean, game number 1, Yaman, all things considered, he was on point.
Yeah.
He didn't miss Krakens. He had great positioning.
It's all across the board,
it's probably the Dreadbeard skin.
Hey, that is the best skin. I play Worlds better with Dreadbeard.
Who doesn't?
It's the shark, right? Or is the shark or the beard?
I think it's the beard.
All right, I can give him.
I think it's that dark beard. He's like that guy from the San Francisco Giants, the pitcher.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about.
There's like 4 people in chat who know that. But Raffer could be in a little bit of trouble. They're just going to ward. They're going to think better of the aggression.
That's a Sylvanus here. And the best part about that is they didn't even force him into a point on any of his abilities. He was like, well, if they really want to aggress on me, whatever. Revel here. Oh, no. Adapting spotted him. I don't think they really have any kill potential here, but they're going to force him out and just kind of chase him away, saying, all right, Thanatos, we get it. You like Halloween. Get out of here.
But it's really good to spot out what the enemies start with. It's something that not a lot of people do, but it's really important to basically, it gives you information on, are they going to invade?
Wow.
Are they looking for early aggression? And we see Thanatos with that death toll with the Hog 2, meaning he is looking to invade. He wants that Hog off cooldown as fast as possible, and I'm assuming they know this, and especially because they have them warded off.
They have that ward, and so now you're going to just see him just completely flip it. They're going to go ahead and say, all right, well, Thanatos is going to take ours. We're just going to flip this map. This is a beautiful play out of Epsilon Esports, because they're guaranteed this as well. I mean, you have 2 hands on their team. So both Epsilon and the Bronkos will trade camps here, and then they'll meet in lane on opposite sides.
Yeah, and interesting thing here though is that the Bronkos did clear a little bit faster, so Adapting and Ninja Demi will have to be careful when they rotate back into this lane.
Yeah, they got to take the safe road.
They may get cut off if they can recognize it. No, the Bronkos doesn't. Oh, no, there. Do they recognize it? Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
I mean, Tyr is about 17 minutes away from lane at this point. I mean, he went around through Fire Giant, waited for Hunbats to kind of jump over, and now you're going to see Thanatos with the minute rotation right into mid, throws a scythe, just trying to back him up here a bit, and now he's going to take over this experience. I wonder if they'll try to push at the back camps of Epsilon, or they'll just take their own, and it looks as though they will just be taking their own.
I'm really surprised they didn't try and aggress. Yeah. I'm actually surprised that they didn't try and aggress, especially considering that for somehow, I mean, like I said, Guan is one of the few gods that can put pressure on a Sylvanus, but their dual lane is pushed up. They actually have the ability to rotate to those backs and not have to worry about the dual lane coming and killing them.
So the push from Guan Yu and Rama with just Astral Arrows and Tau Assault is nuts. I mean, they're going to have this wave kind of shoved up, but what does Raffer and Xbalanque need to do to make it out of this lane?
Oh, nothing. Like, the Guan Yu and Ram don't have kill potential unless Raffer gets out of position. And it's not going to be until Guan hits 5, right? They're just going to look to farm. There's no reason for them to try and fight. Xbalanque, really good late game, and Iraffer's going to have a lot of pressure at mids, but he does have to be worried if he rotates, because Thanatos and Guan could kill him pretty easily.
So now shoving it down, and now Poseidon will leech off some of that XP with the Hunbats you can see on your minimap. Just taking the left side camps. Right side, though,
how did that not hit?
I'm not sure. It looked great. Maybe it was just a frame, but Thanatos on the rotation. He needs to hit this silence as well, and he's just going to be a little bit late. Was he spotted? Yeah.
The ward still hasn't left.
That is a very perfect ward. Sacred Monkey is going to give him the teleport. Overhand smash will follow up as well, but they don't have the kill. Good thing, though, for them is that they were able to shove this wave up with 15 seconds until the mid-Harpies, which means Sylvanus will have a perfect rotation for it, as well as adapting. They should be able to take left and possibly right if we see the tier rotate, which it doesn't look like he will. Yeah,
Guan has no mana, and he's got low health now, and Rebel actually just not aware that Poseidon has a lot of burst.
I guess Kraken...
That was just a misplay. Yeah. That was just a straight misplay coming out from Rebel. I don't know what he was thinking. He just walked straight into the Kraken, right? He had no way to get out of the Whirlpool Kraken combo.
Now, I'm not sure if Janus actually finished these or not, and he didn't. And he's going to try to steal this, and he drops it, and not sure whether or not he got it, but my guess is that Epsilon were able to secure that. Smart play, though. I mean, he had no chance of going in there to fight two of them, so he was just like, well, maybe I can cheese this.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. But one thing that's going to be good for Clyde here is now he doesn't have to worry about Yaman 100-0ing him. So his next backs, he probably will pick up either Beads or the Aegis. Ninja Dimmy's going to take a little bit of poke, but Hercules doesn't have a ton of kill potential yet.
No.
Doesn't have his driving strike high enough. And Tier's just, at the base, very tanky as a warrior.
And plus, on top of this, now you see him. We said it going in the picks and bans. We said, well, for physical, that's going to be a rune forged. Now, last game we saw a little bit of deviation, or the last time we saw him play Tier, he went with boots. Now he's like, well, going against 4, rune forged hammer, give me those prots.
Yeah, before it was get the boots because he picked up Blink, right? He didn't want to go teleport, and this was going to allow him to match the rotations coming out from Linux.
Oh, this is so good.
Linux and Rebel, once again, putting some pressure, but they're scared. They know, because their mid laner's not in a position to gank this.
Yeah. And Yaman was there for the rotation to secure it as well. The idea was right from the Bronkos.
Yep.
They had the timer. They said, well, maybe we can go in there and one of them will just be doing it and then we'll be able to kill him. But wasn't that the case? Driving Strike's going to miss. He's going in to go for it. The juggle's going to be on 2. Fear no evil right into a beautiful combo. There's 1. Stunned out is Lennox. And now he is just a second away from dying again. Beautiful play coming out of Epsilon.
That was beyond beautiful. I think that was probably one of the most flawlessly executed 2v2 fights I have ever seen. Ninja Dimmy read it perfectly. Ulted right in a spot where he was going to be able to fearless 2 players. Yeah. And then just as they were coming down, just as the CC was ending, fear no evil onto 2. They were chained, stunned for about 4
Xbalanque ultimate
seconds.
Forced them to be stunned.
Like,
it was genius.
Perfect.
Speaking of genius here comes the one-on-one. The Kraken's gonna hit. He makes it into the sky. Will he be able to deliver the final kill? It's very hard. He doesn't beat. Oh, Heartbreak City. Xbalanque now will get himself a kill. And just getting that 1 kill on Xbalanque does a world for your confidence because you just see that 1 point in your passive. You're like, oh yeah, I'm so much stronger than this guy. Even though it's like 3 power.
It's 5 power.
Sorry. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's...
Hey, once you start getting augmented items, that's when it's really good. That's when, you get the Deathbringer and the Rage. Then you're starting to swing. But that play in dual lane, did you see what Emilito was doing, how he was dodging? Most players you'll see just run back and forth. He was actually directly under where Jermaine was. And basically how the targeter works for Rom's ultimate is it doesn't go directly down, right? It goes in a circle around the bottom. So it's much harder to hit when you're juking around that close to the targeter's edge.
Normally, people just aren't in a spot to do that because Rom takes to the sky in the middle of a team fight, and you're not going to just run around the bottom of that because there's going to be so much peel. So it was perfectly executed from the members of Epsilon. Now, the story at 6 minutes and 35 seconds is that Epsilon, every single game they've had a lead, and every single game they've just been able to close it instantly. The Bronkos, history would tell us that they're basically out of this game.
Yeah, Rebel's going to need a Fear No Evil.
Yep.
Directly pulled. And just nothing he could do.
Yep. Guan's going to be coming into the mid lane here as Raffer and friends will be able to just clear this out. He'll go ahead and back. He tagged the wave enough. Emilito, he got hit by the cripple, and the boxing match is going to be on here, and he's going to jump up, and now he's going to do it again. Look at this, right underneath. And now here comes the rotation out of Janus, adapting, excuse me, and now we will see him get pushed out as that will be adapting, retreating for his life.
Yeah, and you saw it was much easier for the Rom to hit that last strike because Emilito wasn't directly under it. Yeah. There he was a little bit further out. And look at Yaman. Yaman's looking for someone to rotate back, but he's right on a ward.
And look at this. Here we go. So the Gold Fury has been started up. Athena and Bologna have been banned every single game by Epsilon, knowing that they don't want to deal with it. The Silence is going to hit 3. Look at this. Rebel's going to be able to get 1, but he's going to be taken out by the Hun Batz overhand smash.
Great trade. You don't want your Thanatos to get behind early, but the fact that without that, they were going to secure a Gold Fury, great trade coming out
Oh, he's screaming
from
more.
Rebel.
Yeah, he's definitely complacent with it.
Look at this, though. Level 8. He's 3 levels behind at 8 minutes. That's really bad for a Thanatos, whose main goal is to get ahead early and then snowball. And then eventually you can turn into this, frontliner.
Look at this. Finally, Emilito's like, well, you don't have your ult this time, buddy. You are forced into this boxing match, and finally, Emilito wasn't fighting in a plethora of creeps either. So that was a good battle for him, as he's going to be able to push this through. Both went Heartseeker now, and that's only going to be 12 stacks for Rama. Across the way, though, you're going to start to see Xbalanque start stacking it up. I mean, when you die, you lose half. So you can tell these guys have been boxing a lot.
Yeah, and we've seen it, right? We typically don't see the aggression from Hunters, but these players are really trying to outplay each other. And one thing to note is not only is Emilito more stacked, but he has also finished.
Oh, God. Fear No Evil is going to hit as well. Kraken just going to erase Thanatos. And now Hercules is looking for a driving strike into the tower, but he's not going to get that. Guan Yu will hit the rotation as well. He's going to get knocked back by a tidal wave, shredding everything of Yamen will be Guan Yu. He takes on to the cavalry. Whirlpool is going to be good. He's going to get stunned out. Batz is going to deter this, though. And now in comes Tyr as well. This is just disaster for the Bronkos. Power cleave into Fearless, and down goes Hercules as well. That is exactly what they didn't want to have happen to them.
Once again, I mean, both soul laners rotated this time, but Ninja Demi always seems to have a bigger effect. Right now, 6K experience, 3,500 gold, and if they get this Gold Fury, which it looks like it's going to be uncontested, it's going to be another 1,500. Look at that. He's in the air, but don't go on this.
Oh, no. He tried to combo that up with the Rama, trying to get some kind of kill there, but it just simply was not enough. And now they know that Thanatos' ultimate is down. That definitely wasn't worth it.
It's just the Thanatos pick hasn't been working for him. That's what it's come down to.
Yeah.
Epsilon continues to be the aggressors, even when Bronkos picks up gods like Janus and Thanatos, who look to be the aggressors early. Great beads coming out from Jermaine. Just knew the root was coming, popped him, making sure he doesn't die.
Yeah, this reminds me of the Thanatos play that we used to see out of Season 1, where there wasn't any kind of invades or any kind of controlling of the jungle, which we see, Weekend does an amazing job at this. He always just brings the fight right to the enemy speed buff, saying, fight me every 4 minutes. He forces that on them. This team hasn't done that.
I mean, a lot of what that comes down to also is that gank in the solo lane. So originally, right, the Thanatos Hercules invade the buffs, but Epsilon responds perfectly by counter-jungling the exact same buffs. They get a little bit behind because of how awkward it is to come into lane, but they end up being fine. And look at this.
He's in so much trouble. He's dead. He is dead. Batz rotates as well. Lennox, you can see his health just deplete. Sacred Monkey will teleport him. Ninja Demi will get back. Now, what's crazy here, just bring your eyes to the Batz versus Thanatos here. It is 2,000 gold separating these two, a full item, and now that is going to be 5 levels.
Adapting is going to eat a driving strike, but the damage just isn't enough. Yamen's also there. They're just out-rotating across the board, right? How is Poseidon has really fast rotations, but I mean, Janus has a global ult, right?
Yeah, he should not be getting out-rotated.
We need to be seeing more rotations come out from the Bronkos if they want to have any hope to get back to this lane. You can't just allow Adapting to run your jungle. It's not Thanatos' jungle. It is Adapting's jungle, and you're just lucky if you can get a back harpy.
Wow, Emilito will be able to take him out with the poison darts there. He forced out the ultimate as well, so he knows that's down, and this looks like he'll wait on the next wave here, and Revel is going to spot a Sylvanus, who's just like, well, I guess if you want to fight me, here's a Whirlpool, and down you go, Raffer. Great plays by him. I don't know if he needed to use the ultimate, but it was still an easy setup for him.
Like, look at him. He's stealing back harpies by himself.
Yeah, he's a baller.
Yeah, and look, Adapt, like 3 are just pushing mid and just forcing the Janus out. We're actually going to see Adapting teleport in, and he got a crit there.
Guan Yu's going to be juggled here as Ninja Demi will force him out. And now look at this. Adapting's going to go for this. He misses Sacred Monkey. Overhand smash will hit. And now they're still committing. He's on a horse, though. You got to be careful. The stun will hit. But it's just a matter of seconds. Yeah, down he goes.
This is really rough for the Bronkos.
Adapting is just, he's playing lights out.
Yeah, he's just everywhere across the map.
He hasn't even died.
Can we see his
6-0-3.
Yeah, been a part of 9 of the 15 kills for his team. And I think Demi, like, soloed 1 or something.
Yeah.
But
and Emilito's won like 2 boxing matches.
It's the same story that we've really saw in game 2.
Ooh, what a blink. And right into a Kraken. Are you kidding me? Down goes Hercules.
They're just getting picked off one at a time. It's just one person dies, right? Thanatos, we see Jermaine die in the duel lane. After that, Thanatos gets picked his own red buff. And then we see Guan rotate and he dies off of that. It's just one after the other. They're not in the positions they need to be to fight Epsilon, who's always grouped at 3 or 4 together.
Emilito just got a free tier 2, just sheerly based on the fact that they had a power play. 4 members of the Bronkos kind of committed on the left lane, and Emilito goes, well, I guess I can get this tower since no one's going to rotate for me. I mean, that's just easy
It's not
gold.
like that. It's all planned, right?
Yeah.
Epsilon is planning this, right? They're forcing 3 to the left. They pick a couple players. Meanwhile, the Bronkos, very slow on their rotations, finally make their way over, and this opens up some other portion of the map for their members to split push. And then
Look at this. Look at this.
It's so deep.
It's not even deep. Oh, he got that crit. He wants more. Whenever you get that first crit with Batz, it's like, well, I'm going in again.
Yeah, Deathbringer's almost online too, and Rapper's still going deep.
Man, you can see the mechanics out of adapting great Batz players at a top level. After every ability, you have a chance to crit. So you'll see him Sacred Monkey auto attack, overhand smash, auto attack, and then save that jump. It's really fun to watch. And so is this boxing match, as that is going to be Emilito just steamrolling.
Emilito?
What is that? A mark of the Vanguard?
It's definitely a Vanguard.
Yeah, okay. Well, explain that to me, Mr. Analyst. Mr. I played on Reason Gaming.
Are you making fun of Reason Gaming?
No. I'm saying you guys were the pinnacle of esports.
He's so far ahead that he can warrant this, right? I don't know if this is the right choice, but at the very least, it's stopping Guan's dot damage. Additionally, the extra damage that Rom's getting off of Astral Barrage, or the, I can't even think what it's called, the arrows, basically, that we typically see Rom throw out are getting negated, or at least reduced significantly.
Well, Emilito trying to split this map out here, trying to divide everything of the Bronkos, as Gold Fury will be looking to fall here at 15 minutes. This is only the second one. Epsilon has controlled the entire pace of the game. They've only gotten 1 Gold Fury because they've been in so many fights. I mean, look at this. I mean, there's 21 total kills in this game at 15 minutes and 30 seconds.
It's a 17K experience leader, and that's the big thing. I mean, 12K gold is also big. I mean, that's almost 1,000 gold per minute right now.
Yeah. And finally, Jermaine will fall down here. Rama, he's in a lot of trouble. Adapting rotates for this, so they just take out 2. Meanwhile, Ninja Demi looking to get into a fight here. Lennox, does he have the burst damage? Rebel will be here as well. Lawbringer gets forced out. He's going to get silenced. He's just baiting 3 people. Unstable Vortex is going to hit him, and he has no problem tanking this damage. Finally, Driving Strike's going to hit. Will he fall? The Pinata will hit, but no, he's going to live. That was a 1-on-3. The pull hits on Hercules. Whirlpool will be there as well. And now Lennox will just see his health just drop.
Raffer also has been on point with these pulls. Well, usually there's self-setup pulls with a Rathatera, but he's been hitting some raw pulls as well without any setup from the rest of his team. He's going to try and back, and Linux is going to stop him here, but they may just get baited with Yaman rotating back in.
Yep, overhand smash is going to hit Rebel. Sacred Monkey is going to be off the mark as well, and now he's going to be forced into the sky. Thanatos' ultimate's down. Tattleson's all by himself, though. You can just see he's in a lot of trouble. Forced into his ultimate. They have that down. That is a huge win for them. They don't have to worry about getting shepherded in the next fight. Shepherded's a word, I think.
I don't know.
It sounds...
Shepherd?
Shepherd?
Shepherded?
Shepherded?
Whatever.
It sounds cool to me.
Jermaine, did he got the last auto on that attack?
Yes, he did.
Buff.
Yep.
Adapting just... Jermaine just doesn't have enough damage, right?
He doesn't.
For being 6 levels behind Adapting just has so much base health. He doesn't have any... He is going so... This is frustration.
Oh, God,
This is just frustration.
Do you blame him? I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah, and he's just going to get rotated. Yeah.
I think he's given up. He's realized, well, I chased, which is the #1 rule in video games. You do not chase.
Just frustration.
Rule number 1.
That's unfortunate.
And he just, you hate to see it, but at the same time, Epsilon's loving to see it. Emilito trying to push this tier 2. He's in a 1-on-2. If he can come out on top of this, I'll be impressed. But the boulder's going to hit. Lawbringer comes in. The juggle will hit on Hercules. Down goes 1. Now he has Tattleson. The ultimate is not up. And now you can see the strength of Tyr as he can just bully him out. And plus, since they have a lead with Tyr, there's no Magi's Blessings on this team. In comes Sylvanus, and now Poseidon will be taking the aggro.
There's been a lot of these players who have been hitting perfect beads. Janus recognizes that Raffer blinks in, pops the beads before Rathaterra happens. But now, I mean, this has been like, they probably could have taken this 5 minutes ago.
You think?
Yeah. Like, honestly, you know that achievement in game now where it's like, take a fire giant before 10 minutes and 30 seconds? They should have got it in this match.
Well, the scoreboard reads 23-3. It's 2-0 in the overall series. They're up so much gold, and they haven't even looked like they can lose a single team fight here. Yaman's going to get forced out. Unstable Vortex will take him out, but look at adapting. The rotation's going to hit, and now he's going to just try. The Sacred Monkey will be off the mark. Unstable Vortex will miss as well. Hercules misses the pull. The blink in from Tyr as well. The pull hits. The Fear No Evil's good. The Tyr juggles even better, as now you will watch as adapting will surge forward. This is one dead Hercules. The Xbalanque ultimate will just secure the deal.
Yeah, I mean, they gave up. Linux was standing in the middle of 3 jumping, so the Bronkos, it seems, have pretty much conceded this match. There's really, like I said in game 2 and 1, is that Epsilon will actually have to mess up for the Bronkos to have a chance. And to be fair, Epsilon did mess up. You saw Ganon get really out of position. They were able to pick him up, but then Clyde wasn't able to escape after that. So they were able to pick up 1 return kill, but not escape, and ended up losing even more.
Normally, in the commentary booth, we would try to paint this picture that the Bronkos is able to win this game, but in reality, Epsilon just completely has to throw this game at this point. I mean, look at the charts. It is just insane how far ahead Epsilon Esports is, and on top of that, their combos and their teamwork have been second to none.
Really perfect execution out of almost the entire team. And I know I've said it. I know I said it like 3 or 4 times. That gank in dual lane where Ninja Demi ulted into a position where he could then fearless 2 players, and then right after that ends, we have Fear No Evil, and then we have Darkest of Nights. This team looks so clean.
Oh, what a good beads. Adapting right away. Emilito wins a boxing match over on the left side, and now that's going to give them the power play. 5-on-4. Rama is down for 35 seconds. There's a lot that can change in 35 seconds, but the Bronkos, if they want a chance at the SPL, they have to hold this game. Here comes Tyr. Blinks in. The juggle's going to hit as well. Look at this. Clyde's just going to get erased as now Raffer will push on the middle Phoenix. Still pushing forward here. Darkest of Nights hits as well. And now Guan Yu will slowly be taken out. He's on the horse, but at what cost? He dodges the Kraken. He's 1 hit away. Down he goes. Xbalanque full speed ahead. And down they go. Deicide, boys. And just like that, Epsilon Esports will find themselves in the final spot in the EU Finals. Oh, It wasn't a Deicide. Rama was still alive.
I think he just spawned because he got soloed over in dual lane. But I mean, Epsilon looks so clean, and their execution, at least versus the Bronkos, right? I'll be interested to see how they're going to be doing in the SPL now that they have finally qualified.
Right.
When they probably should have qualified for Spring Split. But sure. I'll be interested to see how they're going to be doing against these top teams. Their execution reminds me of Titan.
Okay. With a little bit different in the solo lane, right? Like Comfrey's more kind of reserved to himself, but everything told, I mean, they've just been crushing. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the first blood here. It's from Yaman yet again.
This was just... I don't know what happened here with this Thanatos. But, I mean, he just walks out of position. Yeah. And you see it. He just put himself out of position against, against Poseidon, who is 5.
For me, when I look at this entire series, I think of Game 1 and Game 3, the Thanatos, right? He didn't have a huge impact.
It was really... I don't know if it was just him, though. It was...
No, definitely not. But it definitely looks like it, right?
Yeah, I mean, their jungler wasn't able to put up any pressure across the map at all.
Yeah. Well, guys, that does it for Europe. We're going to take a look at the standings here and see who will be in the summer split. Keep in mind, it will be 7 weeks. It features 8 teams: Fnatic, Trig, Titan, London Conspiracy, Team Dignitas, Night's Watch, New Edition, Upcoming Stars holds their spot, and Epsilon Esports will make it into the expansion phase of the SPL. And now we get ready to hop over into the North American side where we will have Eager take on High Five.
That's going to be a great series.
Yeah, but guys, we will take a look at the full highlight here of the Epsilon, and it was fantastic. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. For Adonis and myself, we will be sending it over to Bart and DM, so stay tuned.
Set, go!
If you're ready, we'll maneuver. Reaching out.
place and no moment in history where I could stand and say, Old British begins here, now.